an emotional bond involved, but spreadsheet-based quoting is out of date with the availability of CPQ. I think it has significant drawbacks when it comes to creating sales quotes and more complex activities. There are too many functions that spreadsheets cannot perform well enough that are available in CPQ today. So we'll start today with introductions, followed by the challenges our customers used to encounter running their quoting process on a spreadsheet. Then we'll review with you the benefits of a CPQ solution, followed by a quick overview of SAP CPQ. And then we'll take an actual use case where one of our customers replaced their complex spreadsheet with SAP CPQ. And then we'll end with Q&A. So send any questions you have through chat, and we'll work on those at the end of the session. All right. So to get started, I'm Dave Petrosky. I'm based in Chicago with ASAR America. I've been in software for the last 20 years, the last 7 working with CPQ, with Aptus, Salesforce, and now SAP. So I hope you find this content today very beneficial. Sanjeev?
Hi, everyone. This is Sanjeev Singh. I'm the managing partner here at ASAR America. I love talking about SAP CX solution and showing the benefits of SAP CX solutions, and CPQ is definitely one of the core components of CX offerings from SAP. So I'm very happy to show you the solution later in this webinar, that what SAP CPQ can do for your sales quoting process.
All right, thanks, Sanjeev. I'll review the challenges of a spreadsheet-based quoting system, and then Sanjeev is going to demonstrate how these can be minimized and or eliminated with CPQ. So let's look at speed. You want your sales team to focus on selling and closing business and generating revenue. You don't want them spending time following up on approvals, back and forth with emails, or correcting errors in a miscalculated quote. You don't want them spending time validating whether product combinations are valid. So you need a streamlined process, and CPQ provides that from a speed standpoint. So let's take a look at accuracy. So did your sales rep use the most up-to-date pricing sheet? Are the features, constraints, and interdependencies up to date? The more complex the spreadsheet, the more likely something will be missed. And working outside a system can lead to those errors. I read a recent study where 88% of spreadsheets have errors. So CPQ, I think, can streamline the whole quote to order process, including integration to ERP, and thus eliminating the need to re-enter the order information from a spreadsheet, which is going to eliminate those errors. Let's talk about deal maximization. If the correct upsell, cross-sell rules are not in place, you really could be leaving money on the table. And if you're not aware of promotions within specific time frames, or excessive or inaccurate discounts, they can affect your bottom line as well. These are difficult to maintain in a spreadsheet today. They just don't have the flexibility of CPQ, where everyone is using the most up-to-date information. And what is your overall customer buying experience for the customer? Does a customer have to wait days for a quote with back and forth approvals for discounts? Does he have to validate the compatibility of products? What is the professionalism of the final document? So is it easy to add a fact sheet, maybe a case study, or other information to the quote? How many people are involved in this whole process? You know, errors cause the team and company to appear disjointed. And as you know, people like to buy from organizations that are easier to work with. And I think CPQ makes the process a lot easier than working with a cumbersome spreadsheet. Another challenge is sales team turnover. This is an added cost to your company with lost sales, loss of experience, plus the cost of training to get a replacement up to speed. Guided selling with CPQ can add guardrails to your sales process and make it easier to get new salespeople on board quickly. It can take the guesswork out of that exists in spreadsheets that you're working with. CPQ also takes the human element out of certain areas of proposals. And I think it provides rule-based workflows to streamline the process of verifying and then also approving everything else, making it a nice seamless process. Also, in today's business world, e-commerce is really playing a bigger role than ever, especially with today's events, with everyone buying online. SAP CPQ and e-commerce integration, I think, are important tools for business today, and they can be easily integrated with an SAP ERP backend for a streamlined quote-to-order customer experience. I think these are some of the major challenges facing businesses of all sizes today, and as you'll see, SAP CPQ, I think, is just the solution to address them. One of the things we've done is we pulled together some of the major challenges, pulled together some of the following statistics on the business benefits of CPQ. We're seeing a 5% increase in total revenue. Customers are seeing 19% higher lead conversion rate. We're seeing a 26% more reps achieving their quota. And what's really positive, a 27% shorter sales cycle. As you can see, there are many benefits to a CPQ solution, and Sanjeev is going to take you through a demo to show you how you could convert that complex Excel spreadsheet to an automated SAP CPQ solution. So without further ado, I'll let Sanjeev walk you through the process. Thanks, Sanjeev.
Thanks, Dave. So let me share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen, Dave?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you so much for the wonderful background on the business case that why organizations should look at streamlining their spreadsheet-based coding system with something more modern and agile and robust tool like SAP CPQ solutions. So before we go into the tool, let me kind of give you at a high level why SAP CPQ solution is the tool what you need to seriously look at for automating your coding process. So SAP CPQ solution, formerly known as Calidus CPQ solution, is the undisputed market leader. It has been consistently recognized as a leader in Gartner's Magic Quadrant year over year, and it is offered as a part of the SAP Sales Cloud solution. But the key here is that SAP CPQ solution you can use with pretty much any leading CRM solution available in the marketplace today, whether you're using a Salesforce, using Microsoft Dynamics, Oracle, any CRM you're using, you do not need to replace your CRM to use the SAP CPQ solution. SAP CPQ solution works very well with the CRM and also the e-commerce platform which you might have to leverage and provide the customer options and guided experience of selecting products through various attributes through the catalog, and then have that whole new buying journey as a part of this configuration tool. Some of the key features is like the CPQ solution provides you both the customer and channel specific pricing, which is very unique when you're selling either directly or through channel partners. And you'll see this soon that how easy it is to use this application. It has the same look and feel and user experience, whether you're using in a browser or you're using any mobile devices, and I'll show you that in the application. It has a margin protecting guardrails, and what I mean by that is that you'll see that there are like discounts and workflows built around your products and specific roles. So you basically let system takes care of that who is authorized to give how much discounts on what products and what product categories, and then who are the people within the organization who are authorized to approve on those codes. So like let system take care of all your processes rather than depending on somebody's memory and depending on your disconnected processes for protecting your margins and pricing on the products. And when it comes to the performance of the system is designed to be used with organizations as small as 5 sales reps, or you can have like big or the large organization with thousands and thousands of users to be using the system to generate code and share with the customers. Okay. So with that overview about SAP CPQ solution, let me go through and just kind of walk you through the demo. Now, for this specific demo, what we have done is this: we have taken one of the spreadsheets from one of our customers' real-life scenario. Of course, we have made few changes to protect the identity and make sure that we are not sharing their intellectual properties. So we will show you that spreadsheet quickly, and then tell you that what all the parameters and the attributes and the calculation they had in their spreadsheet, and then how we have set up the SAP CPQ system to use through that use case. So as you see on this screen here, we have just taken an example of, let's take example of like any antivirus software. This can be used for any product again, of course. And then based on the different parameters like number of users, number of modules within the software, number of devices which are covered. And then we have different tiered pricing for like starter pack, basics, and essential. And then there are pricing for the setup one-time fee. You could have like one-time fee, or you could have monthly recurring fee. So let me just kind of open this spreadsheet and then show you that what are some of those parameters which are responsible for driving the pricing here. So as you see here, this is just a simple calculator. A lot of rules and calculations are inbuilt into this. So you see here, like you could have a new customer, or you can have a current customer. So for new customer, you have the price is this. If I change this to make it a current customer, from new customer to current customer, then system adds discount for that customer. Again, depending on the number of devices, if I change the say devices to 2,000, then my calculation will change. Okay, if I change this to say users, make it like 500 users, the pricing will change here. Same way go for this weekly. So all the different parameters are there, which is basically controlling the pricing of our this spreadsheet. So what we will do is we'll go through the system. So, but before we do that, just kind of let me show you the agenda, what I have put together. Then when I log into the application, I'll just give you an overview of SAP CPQ solution so that you understand what are the different areas within the application, what are the different options available. Then we'll go through the product catalog, then guided selling, that how you can enable the application to help the whole guided selling process for the sales reps, so they do not need to remember that, okay, which product they need to select. Let system drive or system guide them through various selection process, and that determines the unique SKU, which then they can add to the quote, and that will determine the pricing based on the selections they have made. Okay. Then we'll walk you through how the quote is created in the system. And then we have also configured a quoting approval process. So I will log into the system as a sales rep, and I'll just show you how I'm creating a quote. But then I have a manager. So Dave is my manager. He will be the one who will be approving my quote once I go beyond certain threshold of the discount I'm giving to the customer. So we'll show you that scenario, that when I request for the approval, Dave will share his screen and he'll show that he gets a notification in his email, and he will go into the system, he does the approval, and then I'll get the notification back, and then we'll show you that whole end to end. So with that, let's log into the system. So you see, this is our SAP Sales Cloud or CPQ solution. This is our login screen here, the login user ID and password. This is our domain system, so I'll just go and log in. And just like any other SAP application you can imagine, this is all based on the security and business roles. So depending on the role I have in the system, I will be given access to those specific areas in the application. Okay, so now I have logged in here in the SAP CPQ system. As you see, this is like in the area where I am logged into the product catalog section. So here is the user information. You see all the user page, reports, customer, all the information. You can see the recently viewed transactions or catalog. I will see the list here. And then this is my product catalog. Again, the catalog is similar to your e-commerce experience. When you go and visit any e-commerce storefront, how you see the product catalog, which will have the product are organized under the categories. So starting with the root category, you could have subcategories, and then under each subcategory, you could have products. So similar structure you can build here in the SAP CPQ system so that it becomes easier for you or for your customer when they're browsing through the catalog, and they can select and then make selections for the products they're looking for, okay? So what you see here is right now, there's like some of the ways I can display this catalog. So like now you see, I can switch to the list view. So I'll have this category here. And under the categories, I'll have all these products displayed. I can just go back to the tabular format. In that case, it will show you like this. On the left-hand side, you see I have all the list of the codes, which I have. So right now, they are all my codes. So you'll have a drop-down to filter your codes for various criteria, like waiting for approval, other codes. Again, right now I can't see the code of other people, other users in the system. But say if I'm a manager and I have a team of sales reps working for me, then even I can configure the system to show me the code for my team. So you have all those inbuilt criteria built in the system, okay? Here you will go back to the code catalog, and then this is the setup here for the application. So this is, again, will be given only to the admin. So since I also have admin authorization in the system, so I can go and show you something on the admin side where you'll go and set up the product catalog. So you have all these products. You can set up the product categories, attributes, all these things. You can define the product pricing here. All the code settings. So all these things as a part of when you sign up for this system, as admin, you'll be able to set up your system and make all these changes, and then give it to the system, to the users, so that they can start using the system. So just want to kind of show you. Of course, my goal is not to show you how to do the admin of the system and do the setup, but just want to show you that how easy it is in the application, depending on the roles, that you'll be given access to the system, and then you can perform the tasks in the application as required. So I just exit from the admin setup. So what we will do is, if this is like overview of the application, again, this is all browser-based, a public cloud solution. You can open this browser in your mobile devices, either you are it's HTML5 progressive web application. So you can open in the iOS, you can open in Android on any mobile devices. As long as you can open the browser, you'll exactly see the same application in your browser. So going back to my presentation, so yes, we covered the application overview. Now we'll talk about the product catalog. Okay. So as I mentioned here, product catalog is based on our root is the categories. Under that, we can have different subcategories and then the products. And so what we have done for our demo purpose, we have made this antivirus product category. So if I click on that, so under that, now I will have different products. And then the products could be like simple products. What I mean by that is that product, which is like individual SKUs in your, and that those SKUs can straight away be added to the sales quote. So you see here, I have like 24/7 support for $100 here. So keep in mind this $100, when I go back in the quote, there will be some discount I'll apply based on the promotions. And so I'll be able to show you that how discounts are applied. So right now, if you see here, I can straight away add to the quote. But then I have another product, which is called antivirus on demand products here. And I don't have that add button. Only option I have is configure. So what that means is that this is not the SKU which I can straight away add to the code. I need to make some selections to configure the product, and then the product will be determined based on the selections I make. And then at that time, I can add to the code. Okay. So what we will do is let's just add, go and to this product, and we'll just do the configuration. Okay. So if you look at my next item in the scenario, it's like guided selling here. So what I mean by guided selling is that if you see on this screen, I selected the configuration of the products. Again, now that can be configured for any of your product, as long as you know that what options are available for you or for the customer to make selection before a final end product can be determined from those selections. So as you see here right now, my status shows incomplete. Why? Because I need to make selections of the number of users, number of devices, modules, and then accordingly, my prices will be determined here, okay? So let's take example of I give number of users as say 25, okay? So once I hit 25, you see on the product side, nothing is updated. Still everything shows 0 because my configuration is still incomplete and I have not selected other 2 required. And so you see here, like we have this asterisk marks that I need to have those things devices. So let's take example of I select number of devices as 1000. Still is not showing anything. Now, moment I select the module here, that's when my pricing will be determined. So now you see, I selected this module. Now my base price came here. A monthly recurring cost came as 778, okay? And this is my total price at the moment. And now my configuration is complete and I can add to the quote, okay? So now if I go back to my calculations, if you just follow me quickly, so that make sure that how the calculations are changing. So let me go back to my previous slide here. And you see on this screen here, now I have a number of users here as 5 for the starter pack, 15 for basic, and 31 for essential. So you see, if you go back to the application here, right now my demand level is showing as a basic here, okay? So basic is, this is what I mean by the basic, is the 15. So what that means is, for me to go to the next level, I need to have minimum 31 users. Or if I am up to the 5, then I'll go back to the starter pack. So if I need 5, let's say I change this to 5. So now you'll see, moment I change to 5, this will change to the starter. So now you see starter is changed. Again, I cannot change those, okay? These are based on the rules we have built in the system. So the moment you select the number of users, system will determine that what pack or what user slab this use case qualifies for, okay? Same way, if I go back here and I say, okay, number of devices, if I make it like 5,000, then it will go to the basics. So I must have, so if I go to, let's change this to 5,000. See, now it changed to the basic. So likewise, I can make selections to other modules. So now you see here, right now I'm still showing basic because for me to have the modules, 8 modules, then I'll go to the essential pack. So if I select, now see, just pay attention here. The moment I added this, go to the essential. So this is how the system can take care of all those calculations right in the tool, so that user doesn't have to remember, hey, now I am adding 5 modules or 8 modules to the customer, or I'm increasing the number of users, and then I should look at the new pricing, what is applicable to the customer in this scenario. System will take care of that as a part of this, all the pricing we have built in the system, okay? So now from here, what you see is now I can go and add, my configuration is complete, so I'll go and add to the code. So when I add to the code, now my code is created, and as you can see here, the status is showing as preparing. So there are different statuses right now. You can have preparing, in process for approval, approved, and we'll go through that scenarios. Then you have here date, when this is today's date created. I can also have the effective date. Again, this can be pre-populated. So as part of our rule, if we say that all the codes created by us in the system should have a 30 days validity, then we can just pre-populate that. Even you can maintain multiple versions of the code in the system, okay? You can put some comments if you want. There is a market. So like for the products, as you can imagine that you might be selling your products in multiple markets, in multiple countries. So you can have these prices maintained for the product for specific markets, so that so suppose I'm selling the same product in US for a different price than one in Canada or in Europe, you will have different prices and in those markets. That's all defined here in the system. And based on the user who is creating the code and also in the customer or the quote is created for, system will automatically determine that what price list or market needs to be applicable in that scenario. Okay. So now as you see here, my product came here, level essential, antivirus, and there's a non-recurring cost, and then there's a monthly recurring cost. Right now the discount shows as 0, all these things here. There's a discount on the recurring and the extended price, all these things, and total price is showing here like this. Now you see here, I get this pop-up here. There's a monthly support pack promo available. So what happens is, if I click on this, I get this pop-up that with at least one antivirus product category item bought, you can get discount on 24/7 help-desk support. So if you remember, I was showing you earlier that support was for $100. So what I will do now, I will add this to the cart. So what will happen is that that support, which is available at $100, that will change, and the system will apply 5% discount on that. So I'll just apply that. Okay. So now I took care of that promo, and now I see the 24/7 help desk support is added, and my price is $95 because system has already taken into account the 5% discount which is available under this promo. Okay, so this is how you can build any of these cross-selling and upselling rules in the system, so that the user, whoever is creating the code, will get the pop-up that, okay, now this user is applicable based on the selections for these specific promotions. So like literally this we have seen is really adds a lot of value, because that reps are not like have to keep looking at, okay, what promotion do we have available now? System is taking care of that. Hey, we have this promotion available for the customer based on what they are intending to buy at the moment. Okay. So now with that, let's go ahead and see here discount percentage on the non-recurring and monthly recurring. So on non-recurring, let's say I add 10% discount. Okay. So if I add 10% discount, you can see from 1499, 10% discount is 149, and that got updated here, and my price is updated here. Now everything looks good. Okay. Now I want to show you a scenario where, so if I go back to my presentation, just to make sure that I am aligned here. So we saw about the code creation process, and then we will go to the next one, the approval process. So what I'm doing is my code is already created. As you can see, my code ID here, this master code here is already created. And then if I see here, make the discount as instead of 10%, let's make the 30%. Okay. So now I added the discount to 30%. Okay. Now what happens is I get this message. The code had to be approved because of the following approval rules. So my manager, David Petrosky, needs to approve this code. Okay. So if I say, okay, you know what, I don't need to get these approvals, I can always change this back. Let's say, okay, how much more I can go? Let's say 20%. Still, I need to go. Okay, so let's say I go back to 15%. Still, okay. So go away, then I can just, so what will happen is I'll go through that process. Let's say, okay, I need to get the 30% discount. Okay. Now I need to submit this code for the approval. So before I do request that approval, I want to show you a few things here. So on this code here, as I mentioned, you have all the status, market we talked about, date effective, the additional information. So in real scenario, what will happen when we are using this tool with any CRM solution? So normally what will happen is that when you are in the CRM and you are in your opportunity, so from opportunity, basically you will be creating a code. So you will be launching this tool from the opportunity screen in your CRM system. So what happens at the moment is that moment you launch this tool, all the information from the opportunity about the customer, about opportunity ID, those things, those values will come as a part of the integration and get pre-populated here in the opportunity. Okay, so that you see here, opportunity name, you can have the payment terms, project name, any of these fields you can map to your CRM system. And then also see the customer information. So that the customer for whom you are creating the code, and that is the required entry. So right now you see on this screen, I don't have any customer information. So as I said, if you are launching this from CRM, then this customer will be pre-populated here. But then for our demo purpose, what we will do, we'll just kind of select one of the existing customers. Okay. So we'll just select this customer from our system. So system needs both the build to and ship to. So we'll just copy this to ship to. Okay. And if there are any additional requirements for you to capture at the quote, we have seen customers have some unique fields or unique data they need to capture at the quoting, at the sales quote. So those you can also add here custom fields in the system, and you can just capture those information. Okay. So with that, what we will do is now we'll go back to the quote, and I need to request approval from Dave to get this 30% off on this. Okay. So what I will do for that, I'll just go here and I'll just go to the approvals. So now see this quote has to be approved. I have this condition here. I have notes to approval, so I can just request, can you please approve this discount as we are competing with Salesforce. I like it. Okay. So with that, what I will do, I will just submit this for approval to Dave. And with that, now you see here in my quote, it says that awaiting internal approval. So I cannot do anything on this quote unless quote is approved. So what I will do at this time, I'll stop sharing and let Dave share his screen, and he'll show in his email that he got notification, and then he can go ahead and approve, and then I'll come back and show you the subsequent demo. Dave, are you ready?
Yes. So here's my email that I received, and I will go log in. And there it's asking for my approval. So I will go up. Approval. Beat Salesforce. And I will approve.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you, Dave. You're so generous. All right. So now what I will do, I will just share my screen and show you the email notification I should get for this. So let me go back to my email. Hopefully I should get this email here. Okay, so see, my email just came approval notice, and Dave has approved it. So here is my congratulations, your quote is approved. So I'll just click on this link. Okay, so now I go to this quote again. Now I see here is status is approved. So now my quote is ready, all approved, everything ready to go to the customer. So if I look at my presentation, my next slide is approval process is complete. Now I need to send this quote to the customer. Okay. So what I will do here, I'll just go and you see here, they call generate documents. I'll just, and see how easy it is to navigate the system and use through the system. Really, you don't need any training. As long as you have the user ID and password, you log in, it's very easy to navigate, and quickly you can get up and running and creating the code in the system. Okay. So here what we have done, we have created a template. So again, the quote, as Dave mentioned, that you can have your own templates with your own design, with your own terms and conditions. You can add additional content to your quote. So what I will do is I'll just go ahead and create as a PDF. Okay. So what I did now, the system basically created as a PDF, and then I'm ready to send this to the customer. So based on the customer I selected, already customer is mentioned here in build to and ship to, their email address is here. I can add additional email addresses where the quote can be sent to. Okay. And then we can just select that here, and I can just add additional comments here. I can put this body of the email. Okay. And I can send this. I can also, before I send, let's see how the document looks. Okay, so what I can do is I can do the download, and I can show you that how this document, how the customer, when they receive, how the document will look. So if I open this, see, this is how we have nicely put our ASAR logo, for our partner logo, product, and all this. And again, this is all depending on like how you would like your code to show on the products which I have selected, the pricing, payment terms, and anything else you would like to see that you can all have included in as a part of the code. You can also have more like a template, like a statement of work, okay, or MSA, things like all to be included as a part of the code. You can also do that so that customer just kind of takes and approve and ready to go. So you have all those options you can do in this system. Okay. So I just say like we can just go ahead and hit send here. So let's see, just kind of show you how the customer will receive. So I just put this C4HANA, our email address, and then I hit send. So see, mail sent successfully. So if I go into my email here, see proposal from Webcom. Okay, so this is like how they will see that email will come from the customer, and they can either see the PDF, or we can also give them the link. So straight away they can click on the link and then view the code in the system, and then we can also see that our customer has already viewed that. So it's basically you collaborate with your customer, and then from there customer can accept it, or customer can reject it, or ask for additional changes. So we have all those options again given as a part of the system. Okay. So this is how you will send the code to the customer. So let's say now we have got to the code to the customer. Now let's show you that how do you, some customer says, yes, we accept this code, I'm ready to pull the trigger. So what you will do at that time, so you can write that code, you can convert that code to the sales order. Okay. See, one of the advantages what we have seen of having an automated quoting tool, that you have a very structured way of configuring the code, pricing the code, sharing the code with the customer, and then also getting approval from the code. And then you can convert the code into the order right from the system. And that time you can establish whatever integration you have. So suppose if you're running SAP ERP or S4HANA or whatever system you have as a system, your ordering system, order management system, you can convert this code into the order, and then you can push that order into that recipient system. Okay. So for that, what I will do is you see here, I just go and click on the place order. Okay. So when I say place order, means this code is ready to be converted into the order. You see, I can also send email to additional people that who I want this code to go to, or the system, of course, and I can just confirm and send order. Okay, so now my order has been submitted. So if I see my email again, I should have an email notification which will tell me the order, see the order confirmation. Okay, order confirmation with all the details. So you see like how easy it is for us to start from the product catalog, what we saw here on the catalog, is go through the selections we need to make to configure your product, add to the code, system will automatically price it both for one-time fee as well as a recurring fee. As you know, in the more and more industries are going towards the whole subscription-based model. So you want to price your products based on the recurring fee. So this tool is like perfect tool for those kind of scenarios where you have inbuilt the mechanism to price all the recurring costs, and then you can link that to the billing so that you're billing the customer based on those recurring charges at specific time intervals. And then after that, you can just take care of all the authorizations that as a sales rep, what is the maximum discount they're allowed to provide. And after that, you can even go to the manager. So like even you can have the multi-tier approval process. So let's say my manager, Dave, has approval up to say 30%, but then we can have even higher up to 50%, 60%, all those structure we in place. And then we have the delegation of authority that who can approve those code with the higher discounts. Okay. So everything is built in the system. And then you normally, not a lot of times I have seen that when order comes and then order goes for booking and then say, oh, how much come we have 45% discount on this code? Who approved this? And then you look through the notes. Oh yeah, I sent the email to my manager and he said, yes, it's okay. But now that manager might have left. So now in the system, you have all those traces that, okay, how the quote was initiated, who initiated the quote, what was the initial discount, what was the discount requested, what discount was approved, and by whom. So you have all the trace as part of the system, so that nothing is left through the email and back and forth and finger pointing. System has everything as a part of the mechanism in the system, so that you just worry about using the system and let system take care of all those guidelines and restrictions and processes and approvals. And then here, as I said, you can see all the quotes here in the system, what I have been generating. And then you can see all the status, open, order placed. So see last quote which I created, now status shows order placed. So after I have already placed the order on this quote, so then this quote should be locked. I should not be able to make any changes in this. Pretty much everything is done in this code. So this is what our demo we had in plan to show you, that how easy it is to transform your spreadsheet-based quoting tool. One thing I have seen, and that a lot of customers, they just stick to their spreadsheet-based quoting tool because they think that there's no other software or no tool which can really mimic all the rules they have built over a period of time in their spreadsheet. And I'm very happy to tell you that I'm yet to see a spreadsheet that which cannot be transformed into a CPQ rules and CPQ solution with our SAP CPQ solutions. So if you have any doubt that if any of your processes or any of your customers' quoting processes cannot be replaced and automated with SAP CPQ solution, then I'll be happy to take on that challenge and show you that how SAP CPQ solution can help you alleviate those challenges and pain. So with that, Dave, we can open up for questions. I know we still have a few minutes left, so let's see if we can take some questions.
Sure, we have one question. How does it integrate with SAP backend pricing?
So that's a good question. So right now, all the pricing, you have an option of leveraging the API given in CPQ solution, and then have those pricing conditions from SAP ERP replicate, and then update the pricing in the CPQ system. That's one way. Other way we can have is that we can even have this pricing more like a on demand, can be called from SAP ERP and then updated in the CPQ system. As you can imagine, SAP bought Callidus CPQ solution just like last 2 years back or something, year and a half. So the integrations with the CPI has been an ongoing process, and definitely I would recommend to keep in touch with what solutions or what integrations are or iFlows are already available when it comes to integration with SAP ERP. But the ultimate goal is that have all those pricing and products and those knowledge-based attributes from SAP ECC as variant configures all coming into the SAP CPQ solution.
Great, thanks, Sanjeev. Thanks for the question, whoever asked that. That was great. Any other questions out there? Looks like that was the only one, Sanjeev.
Okay, well, let's give a minute or so. If people have any more questions, anything we can answer about the CPQ, about the integration with Sales Cloud or other CRM solution. We have done integration with this SAP CPQ with the Salesforce, C4C, of course. We are doing, believe it or not, with Oracle, Infor. So yeah, this, as I said, the system is very robust. Open APIs allow us to connect with any system from the leading system like CRM as well as backend system.
Well, I think that's it, Sanjeev.
Okay, so if we don't have any more questions, so we would like to thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on this webinar. I hope it was useful. We were able to demonstrate the value of this tool. And if you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be uploading the recording of this webinar on our YouTube and then sharing with our social media. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your attendance. Oh, there's another question.
Oh, okay.
Oh. What have you seen as the major differences between Salesforce, SAP, and Apttus?
The major differences, what we have seen with Salesforce and Apttus is, one is around the ease of use, what we have with this system. It's very easy to set up, very easy to use. That is one major differentiator we have seen. And we have implemented this system in like as early as like 8 to 10 weeks. I have not seen Salesforce or Apttus with that kind of agility and speed of how quickly you can get up and running. So that is one major difference. Other thing is around the integration piece. So as you can imagine, being a SAP tool now, definitely it has a lot more integration options with SAP ERP. And then on the front end, with this was built earlier on the Salesforce App Exchange, and then it has been extended since then. It's bought by SAP. So there's a like standard integration, how quickly and easily you can integrate this tool with the CRM solutions, either it is SAP C4C or Sales Cloud solution, or Salesforce, or Microsoft Dynamics. I have not seen that kind of openness when it comes to, let's take example, like if I have a Salesforce CPQ and I need to integrate with SAP CRM system, or if I need to integrate with Microsoft Dynamics, I have not seen that kind of flexibility what you enjoy with SAP CPQ or Calendar CPQ solution.
Yeah, from my perspective, SAP is a complete solution because SAP, you go from CPQ, it ties into e-commerce, and it also ties into your back-end system. Limitation with Salesforce is Salesforce, they have their own e-commerce solution, but Salesforce CPQ does not integrate with their e-commerce solution. So there's a lot of customization that needs to take place. They're not on the same platform. And with Apttus, you don't have a back-end system, and Apttus is very difficult to implement. As you know, they were recently purchased by Timo Bravo, venture capital firm, and so they're going through a lot of changes right now. So at least from my experience, I think SAP has the most solid solution that's out there right now.
Yeah, and I think I should have mentioned that. I'm all about SAP. That's what I have done whole life. But Dave, you have sold and you have been in Salesforce and Apttus space. So I think definitely you have much more background on that side. So thank you so much for sharing your insights.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Any more questions? We still have a few minutes left.
Oh. Okay, thank you, Derek. Thanks for the question.
Yes. All right, I guess we don't have any more questions. So thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.